Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think we were discuss about that sulfone 3, structure number sulfone 3. When that sulfone 3 treated with reagent like A and B, which is potassium hydroxide in presence of alumina or aluminum oxide, and CF2Br2, which is a difluoromethane, and further it is treated with LHMDS. LHMDS means lithium hexamethyl disilazide. So that is the reagent, followed by that NCCO2Me, that type of the acetamide type of the compound reagent is used to get this type of the compound. This sulfur is removed, that changes by the carbon-carbon double bond over here. So here the double bond is formed. Here I think here double bond is formed, and then CO2 Me, that is a ester group, is introduced, and after that when this we were getting the compound number 2, and that compound number 2 which is further treated with ADB, which is one of the reagent known for its cis hydroxylation. Look at here, there is a carbon-carbon double bond. So that double bond, olefinic double bond, get converted into as a cis olefin, that particular, because there are the chemoselective ones again. There are two carbon-carbon double bonds are there, but out of that double bond, that is a stereochemically controlled reaction takes place, and we derive this compound, that is a cis diol, which we are getting, and that compound is nothing but as a compound number 16. Up to this we have studied that, and today what we are going to discuss, rest of the compound or the intermediate, and we are going to synthesize, we are going to obtain the hirsotoluene B, that we are trying to get over here. And after 16, that 16 compound, let me clean the board, and after that we are going to get here. Let's see, after 16, when that compound 16 further treated with the reagent like, here is a D, up to C we have seen D, that is C double bond, then CH2, yes double bond CH2, then there will be CH2, then 4DMAP, and then ABCD, E is the reagent. Which reagent is used? AIBN, azoisobutyl nitrile, and NBu3SNH. This is a reagent which this reagent generally used during that for photochemical reaction, Barton type of the reaction, to generate as a free radical and then attack is possible. That type of the reagent is used over there, and what you are going to get selectively, it will be removed, dehydroxylation takes place, and we are going to get finally the structure will be this one, and that structure I am going to represent over here. Is the middle one is a 5-membered ring, this one is a 6-membered ring, here this is a structure which I am representing over here, C double bond O, then this CH2, then CH2 over here CO2Me, here is a CO2Me, then after that here this we are using, here is a hydroxy, and now this CH2 attach, not CH2 again, here this one, that is a paracyclophene, that type of the structure. It remains CH, not here, just remember, make as a correction over here. Here directly there is this paracyclophene, that is a structure which is shown like this, and this is known as a 3 dash, that compound number. Now here the hydrogen atom shown over here, which is above 1, the hydrogen atom represent that goes below the plane. Here the hydrogen atom, this hydrogen atom should be above the plane, and this hydrogen atom should be below the plane, and the methyl group which remains throughout in the structure is like this, and we are going to get, this is a new structure, and this structure number is known as a 17. And after that 17, structure number 17, let's see, further treated with the reagent like here the F reagent, and F reagent may be as a DMP, dimethyl pyridine type of the structure, reagent is added, and finally we are going to get, it is an oxidizing reagent which oxidize this group into as a carbonyl group. So rest of the thing remains as it is. Let me draw the structure once again. Here double bond, here there is a this group C double bond O, one group which is above the plane, then CH2, then here that group also remains as it is, CO2 Me, and then here oxidize, then we can get this paracyclophene ring as it is oxygen, and then we can join over here, and the rest of the thing remains as it is, hydrogen which lie as it is, this is a hydrogen, this junction is a trans, this junction also has a trans, but it is exactly opposite to that hydrogen atom. Here if you see here, this is above the plane, this should be below the plane, and here this hydrogen atom at this junction which is above the plane, and the methyl group which always remains below the plane, and this structure is nothing but as a new structure which is known as a structure number 18. And after the structure number 18, when this is treated with the reagent like as a G NH3 ammonical, or the when ammonia, liquor ammonia is treated, what is going to happen over here? The ester group is going to convert into some other. So let us draw the structure what we are going to get here. This is the structure which I am showing over here, double bond. Here this is the group which is always above the plane. Here this group is always above the plane. Here carbonyl group, and here becomes CO2 NH2 here, and not this one. Here you can show this one CO NH2 amide type of the group, and then here is a C double bond O. Then we can show other think paracyclophene ring which remains as it is. This is the hydrogen atom which is above the plane. Here the hydrogen atom which is below the plane. This hydrogen atom should be below the plane, and this hydrogen atom, because this junction is a trans, and therefore one hydrogen should be above the plane and one must be below the plane, and this methyl group remains as it is, and this structure which we have got over here, this structure is known as a structure number. What is that? This is a structure which we got. We are representing in a square bracket. This structure is known as a structure number 7. In a Roman letter, we are representing that structure in a Roman. Up to the 6th structure we already discussed in our previous lectures. So here is a structure number 7 represented, and after that what would be the structure which we are going to represent over here. Here only structural configuration we are going to show over here. The changes is automatically. Let's see over here. This is a 6-member ring double bond. This group should be above the plane, and this group is above the plane. Then here C double bond O. Here this group that goes CO NH2, that is a amide group, CO NH2 amide group, and now this one is this group remains as it is, double bond, this one O that goes here, and here let us see, this is a hydrogen atom, here is a hydrogen atom, here hydrogen atom, and here this hydrogen atom should be above the plane, and one methyl group which we are showing over here, and this structure, whole structure we are representing in a square bracket, and that structure is nothing but as a structure number 8. What is the difference, major difference between structure number 7 and structure number 8? If you see these two structure, if you observe these two structure carefully, only this is above the plane, only configuration at that chiral center is changed. That is the difference. Suppose it has a S configuration, it should be as a R configuration, or if it is having as a R configuration, this should be a S. That is a configurational change taking place over here, and that the change over here. So do you know what could be the configuration? This is above the plane, so you can show as a hydrogen atom should be below the plane. Now if you see over here, here also as a carbonyl group, here also as a carbonyl group, here also as a carbonyl group, then go for, as we know that while assigning as a priority, first rule says see the atomic number, it depending upon the atomic number, but in this case all the group, 3 group at least, here carbon, here also as a carbon, so all these 3 group are carbon, then go for the next, means second rule. Second rule, C double bond O, C double bond, here also as a C double bond O, then go again next one, here is a nitrogen, here is a carbon, here is a carbon, so it will get as a first priority. Then automatically here this is attached to tertiary carbon, it is a CH2 means primary, so it should get as a second and it should be third. So 1, 2 and 3, this has a R configuration, and if you observe this, it should get as a S configuration over here. So that is the general way. Only the thing You should remember here only changes are, here is a configurational change occur by adding some appropriate or the proper reagent. We can easily get this type of the stereochemically inversion compound we got over here. And now after that, and finally this compound further treated with some reagent, and we are going to get our target molecule. And what is that target molecule? We know that here we are going to get as a target molecule. Target molecule means what? The molecule whose synthesis being planned is called as a target molecule, and that target molecule we have synthesized the hirsutolone B. So let's see that structure once again. Here this is a double bond, this group should be above the plane, and this group also is above the plane, C double bond O, then here that C double bond O, then here N H, then this group stereochemical here OH, then we can show that is a gamma lactam type of the, not here, here is a this one, that is here we are showing the final structure which is this one, here O, this one, and now here hydrogen atom which is above the plane, here hydrogen atom which should be below the plane. Here hydrogen atom which comes above the plane, and this hydrogen atom should below the plane, and here as we know that methyl group which is below the plane. This is the structure of 1B, or we can call it as a hirsutolone B. This is the structure which we are trying to synthesize, and that we have synthesized here. So in this way we have discussed the synthesis of hirsutolone B, and finally we got the structure of the hirsutolone B, that is a scheme number 5. This is the structure which we have seen, that is a scheme number 5, completion of the total synthesis of hirsutolone B 1B reagent and condition. This is a scheme number 5 we have seen, that is a scheme number 5. The completion of this is the structure of hirsutolene, completion of the total synthesis of hirsutolone B, that we have seen. Now is a reagent and condition, reagents and conditions. What are the reagent and what type of the conditions are used during this synthesis, that we are going to see over here. First of all, first A reagent we are using over here is a CF2Br2. CF2Br2, that is a dibromodifluoromethane, is a taken about 5.0 equivalent. That is the amount taken in presence of KOH, potassium hydroxide, and the alumina Al2O3. That is a 50%. This is a 50% weight by weight, 2 gram per millimole, 2 gram per millimole CH2Cl2. Here is a CH2Cl2, that is a DCM dichloromethane oblique tertiary butanol, BuOH. The amount is taken 1:1. Proportion of amount is taken of solvent is 1:1. 0 to 25 degrees centigrade. 0 to 25 degrees centigrade. This is stored for 2 hours. So these are the reagent. How much equivalent is taken at one reagent, that is shown over here. Now is a B reagent. B reagent is a LHMDS. LHMDS. LHMDS, that is a reagent. How much equivalent it is taken? It is taken as a 3.3 equivalent. 3.3 equivalent, and NCCO2Me. NCCO2Me. This is one of the reagent, and this reagent is taken 8.3 equivalent. While carrying out the reaction, this much amount of equivalent is taken, and the solvent employed there is a THF, tetrahydrofuran, and temperature is kept -78 degrees centigrade changes to 50 degree centigrade, -50 degree centigrade, and then 0.5 hour only, 0.5 hour, 61% for the two step. Two steps. This is the reagent used over there. Now is a C reagent. C reagent will be this one, AD mix beta. The how much equivalent is taken? It is taken 1:0, 1.0 equivalent, and the solvent will be MESO2 NH2. How much equivalent? Which is 1.7 equivalent. And tertiary butanol water, and the water, the proportion is taken 1:1. 1:1 is the percentage, is the proportion taken. 25 degrees centigrade, temperature is kept at 25 degrees centigrade, and 18 hour. This reaction mixture is stored for 18 hour, and the overall yield is obtained 90%. The overall yield is obtained. Now let us see the reagent number D over here. D, the reagents are taken S double bond CCl2, S double bond CCl2, and the equivalent 1.5 equivalent. I think make the correction in previous reagent. I think we have taken as a S double bond CH2, but that is not the CH2. This is actual structure. You remember when you watch the previous just a moment, you will find there S double bond C CH2. That is not the case, but here S double bond C Cl2, that is the actual reagent, which is taken as a 1.5 equivalent, 4-DMAP, that is a 4-DMAP, which is also as a reagent, and it is taken near about 3.0 equivalent, and the solvent used is this one, CH2 Cl2 DCM dichloromethane, and temperature over 0 to 25 degrees centigrade, means at least room temperature. It is kept for 1 hour for stirring, and we will get the desired product. Now let's move on to the next reagents and reaction condition we are discussing. So here the next E reagent is a AIBN, which is a photochemical reagent which is taken as 2.0 equivalent, 2.0 equivalent, and then NBu, NBu3 SNH. This is also as one of the very good reagent which is taken as a 10 equivalent, 10 equivalent, and the PHME, PHME is nothing but as a toluene used as a solvent over here, and 100 degrees centigrade, temperature is kept 100 degrees centigrade and stored for 2 hours, and percentage of yield was obtained near about 65% for 2 steps, which is a condition, reaction condition is there. And now is the F reagent, and F reagents are DMP, it is the DMP which is taken nearly 2.0, that is DMP means dimethoxypropane. DMP is dimethoxypropane, which is a combination of acetone and methanol condition. When it is treated with water, and we will get as a acetone and the methanol. So that is there. MEOH equivalent CH2 Cl2 2.0 equivalent, and after that CH2 Cl2, that is a dichloromethane, 25 degrees centigrade, then 1 hour, 2 hour 92%, 2 hour 92%, which is a yield, overall yield of 10 for this product. Now last one, that is a G reagent. When G reagent is added, the reagents are NH3 ammonia in presence of MEOH, methanol used as a solvent, methanol and the water. The proportion is taken 4:1, 4:1, and temperature is kept as a 120 degrees centigrade, and it is stored for 1 hour, and the percentage of yield were obtained 50%, and here LHMDS, full form of LHMDS is a lithium hexamethyl diacylazide, that is LDA, that is a full form is given over here. So I think we have seen all the reagent required for this. So thus the treatment of sulfone 3, let us see the discussion over here. The treatment of sulfone 3 with alumina impregnated KOH and Al2O3 in the presence of CF2Br2 in DCM / tertiary butanol 1:1 at 0 to 25 degrees centigrade led to the corresponding olefin exclusively Z and in high yield through a Ramberg-Backlund reaction. And as we know that Ramberg-Backlund reaction, where we are getting as a carbon-carbon double bond at a specific region or at a specific part of the organic molecule. Diastereoselective carboxymethylation of this product, LHMDS, NCCO2Me, then furnish ketoester 2, which is 61% overall yield for 2 steps. From the 3 olefinic bonds of tetracyclic 2, the one residing within the trained 13-membered paracyclophane ring proved the most reactive toward AD mix beta MECO2NH2 tertiary butanol water 1:1%, ambient temperature allowing efficient generation of diol 16, and which was formed as a single crystalline diastereoisomer in 90% yield. Melting point were 191 to 192 degrees centigrade, hexane ethyl acetate, and its structure was unambiguously proven by X-ray crystallography analysis, see ORTP drawing figure 3, and which is shown over here. Figure 3 X-ray derived ORTP drawing of diol 16 thermal ellipsoid at 30% probability, and the benzylic nature of the C3-hydroxy group of 16 means structure number 16, facilitated its selective removal through Barton deoxygenation NBU3SN-AIBN of its thionocarbonate prepared by exposure to Cl2C double bond S and 4-DMAP leading to hydroxy ester 70, which is 65% overall yield for 2 steps. Oxidation of alcohol 17, structure number 17, with DMP dimethyl propane proceeded smoothly to afford ketoester 18 in 92% very high yield. Finally, heating of the 18 with ammonia in methanol water 1:1 at 120 degrees centigrade for 1 hour led to hirsutolone B 1B in 50% yield through a cascade sequence involving amidation, epimerization at 17 and cyclization through transient intermediate 7 and 8 scheme 5. The physical properties H1 and carbon 13 NMR MS data of synthetic hirsutolone B matched those reported for the natural material, and its optical rotation alpha, which is optical activity, one of the physical property of the organic compound, was essentially identical to that of the natural substance, proving the absolute configuration of hirsutolone B as that shown in structure 1B. The described chemistry renders hirsutolone B readily available through chemical synthesis and open the way for the total synthesis of it naturally occurring siblings and design analogous for chemical biology and medicinal chemistry studies directed toward the development of new anti-tuberculosis drugs, and furthermore the employed synthetic strategy feature a number of novel cascade reactions that may find further application in complex molecule construction. And this is whole story regarding hirsutolene B. I think we have described each and every step, starting from its introduction, how it is medicinally useful, what kind of the biological activity it possesses, what are the characteristics of that hirsutolene B, and after getting target molecule, that is the structure of hirsutolene A and hirsutolene B, but in this paper they have described the retrosynthetic analysis of hirsutolene B as well as complete synthesis, and what is the main purpose of studying such type of the molecule, which I already described in my introductory lecture. Here just remember in the summary, for making carbon-carbon bond, there are the different method which is good method for making carbon-carbon bond and which will be helpful in constructing the new molecule in the laboratory by considering these as a guideline for new molecule which you could synthesize by following these kind of the step in your own synthesis. So that is the main objective, to study such type, to study this hirsutolene B. I think with this brief introduction, summary of this, we have completed this molecule with maximum explanation. Whenever is needed, we have given. So I think with this, in the next lecture, we will discuss about the next molecule that is also included in the section first, because first molecule we have seen, that is a longifulin, which is required 12 lecture to complete, and this is another molecule which is hirsutolene B, and next one, that tomorrow onward we are going to study the next molecule which is included in our syllabus, that is a ribosine A and B. How it is, what will be the structure of ribosine A and B, what are the important point to discuss, what is the retrosynthesis, and after the retrosynthesis how we can synthesize in the laboratory step by step, that we will discuss in our next lecture. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.